Welcome, everyone, to the Geeb podcast. Sound the alarms, Drip. Sound the alarms. Record this podcast live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, except for tonight.
Okay, it's happening.
Listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, anywhere else to podcast. You can also become a member of this podcast, get extra podcast content every single month. But this week, guys, we have a huge show to bring to you because Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment has released. It's out. We've been playing it for the last day and a half, except for if you're Drip. He's been playing for the last, 45 minutes or so. I'm about 3.5 hours.
I got about an hour. I got about an hour and a half in. Got about an hour and a half in.
Yeah, exactly, Jeff. Fuck it. We do it live. That is me. Yep. Tonight, sorry, I messed up the intro. Because I had too much I wanted to say at once, and it all came out, and it sounded like nothing. So don't do that, Geeb. But yeah, guys, and if you don't hear in the background a little bit, it may be very quiet. It's kind of the goal. Just some nice Tears of the Kingdom ambience, however you want to say it, for you during this nice little podcast we're doing. We don't usually do that. I think it's a nice little touch because we're talking about a game that is pretty much, I'll say, like, what would you say, Drip? Like 60% story, 40% gameplay, maybe like 70-30 even story to gameplay, ambience, story, gameplay.
I don't know. I mean, as far as I've gotten so far, yeah, lots of story, little bit of gameplay. I'm basically through the tutorial, and they're still building up my arsenal right now. I think I might be towards the end of the holdy hand part.
Yeah.
I think I'm almost towards the end of the holdy hand part. But, I mean, it's, if you're a Zelda fan, this is exactly what you already knew it was going to be. We'll get into that. But I'm not far. I can tell you this. It did give me that itch. I did not think that I would get that itch again with this one because Age of Calamity did that for me, too. I wanted more. And I was hyped for this one, too. But, like, just playing the little bit of time I did, I was like, oh God, I don't even want to stop. I was like, let's just not do the podcast. I'll just play this for the next 3 hours, 4 hours.
That's how like yesterday was gonna be. We could have done the show yesterday, but you were coming back, and I feel like it was a better idea because it's already a day that we don't do it anyway. So we're doing this on a Friday, guys. So sorry for those weekday listeners of the show for their commute to work. You're probably gonna listen to this next week on Monday or whatever. But yeah, we had to wait because we needed to play the game a little bit. Drip didn't have any time this week, hence why we pushed the show. And I think tonight's the perfect night to talk about this game. Spoiler free, in case you're afraid. We're not gonna spill the beans on who the mysterious warrior is in a construct outfit. We're not gonna talk about that.
I don't even know who it is yet.
I don't really. As far as where I'm at, I don't really have an idea yet either. I have a theory, but we won't go there because we're not gonna.
Can I talk about at least the first character you see?
Yes, because we see anything in the promotional stuff is fair game. So
is that little dude in the promotional stuff?
You talking about the Korok?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't watched a lot of the promotional stuff. That little Korok's awesome. I saw that you could play as him. I'm pumped for that. I want to play as that Korok.
Yeah,
he's tough.
He'll be a playable character for sure. But yeah, he's and this again, like the quote. I don't know anything. I'm not giving you guys spoilers. I don't know anything. If I'm right about it, it's because I just got lucky. But I don't think it's that lucky. I think it's pretty obvious that he is the Great Deku Tree. I think it's pretty obvious from the promotional material.
You said that the other day. I feel like
he's talking about putting roots down in the promotional. They're like he's going to put his roots down, and he's a fucking Korok. And then as you play the game for the first 5 seconds,
there for sure. Yeah,
within the first 10 minutes of the game, he's like, I want to set my roots down.
I hope you're right. That's a good theory. It's a great theory. Yeah. It's very solid. I think you may be right. We will know once we get a little further in the game. Yeah. Before we get too far, I did go get this because we had a Friday.
It's Beer of the Week
podcast. Beer of the Week.
Yingling for me. Nothing crazy.
I'll let you go. I have never had this. I just cracked this open. It is from a local brewery called Big Timber Brewing Company. They are a West Virginia brewery. This is a weird one. It's got a dragonfly on it. It is called the River Cruiser.
The River Cruiser.
Yeah, it's a cucumber dragon fruit. How do you say this? Goose? It's a GOSE. Goose has two O's, right?
I don't know because I don't see it. You're not showing me. I don't know what that is. But let's not harp on the name.
Jeff does know. Okay, I don't know what this is all about. I think it's a sour. I'm not 100% sure. It's not like a crazy alcohol content. It's 5.3. Again, made in Elkins, West Virginia, not far from here at all. Not far at all. Maybe 30 minutes from here. A little more.
Very nice. How's it taste?
Let's see. Let's see what we think here. It looks purple in there.
Purple. Okay. Delicious. I wonder if something Link's drink this on his days off, you know?
Oh.
It's sour?
Yes, it's a sour. It is a sour, but it's not a super tart sour. It has that little bit of sour bite to it.
Yeah.
And it's got that the dragon fruit flavor, that kind of sour, like kiwi-ish dragon fruit type of flavor, but then the cucumber gives it that extra little refreshing.
Oh yeah, dude, I love cucumber beverages.
Crisp, and that is really nice actually. That's really, really, it better be for as much as it cost. Four of them were like $17.
Ooh, baby. Cucumber water is delicious.
Oh, wow.
A Mexican restaurant by my house.
That is very, very, very good. Oh,
sells like a cucumber water, but it's basically lemonade, but made with cucumber. It's water.
Yeah.
It's cucumber and sugar.
You go to a fancy hotel, they got that stuff in the lobby.
No.
Cucumber water.
It's sugar. It's like lemonade. It's cucumber.
There's sugar in it too.
It's cucumber and sugar. They make a drink out of it. Yeah.
So it's like
or they make like a sugary drink out of it. I mean, like kind of like
a cucumber aid. That's weird.
Basically,
I've never had that.
They call it cucumber water, and it's like
okay. Cucumber water's like a thing though. Like
right.
Thing.
I know. I'm saying that. That's why I described it like it's lemonade, because it's definitely not what you and I would think of as cucumber water. That's delicious as well, but there's no sugar in that. It's just like water and cucumbers. Way different vibe than if you pour a bunch of sugar in it. Just like if you drink straight up lemon juice, but it's very different than lemonade. It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Or lemon juice and water. It would be very different. Than
this is good though. This is good. If y'all are ever in the area and you want to get a river cruiser.
River Cruiser. Hey, if you're ever in the northern Illinois area, just a quick little. No, I'm not going to harp on this. I did in the pre-show, but here's the logo and the brewery, or this not brewery. Actually, they are a brewer because they make coffee and stuff, but they also make cookies. If you're listening to the show, you just have to go to the pre-show and check out what it's called. But here's the cookie that I did already eat. Let's see, to Drip's chagrin,
destroyed it.
What if I do something crazy with Mario? There you go. So many cookie crumbs all the way. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's get on to the show, Drip. All right. So where to begin, Drip? Where to begin? We're not, again, spoiler free. We're not going to dive deep into any story things. There's a couple little things I want to talk about, but none of them are spoilery. We'll get there, but let's start with the elephant in the room, and that is the performance of this game. You aren't very far, but you're far enough to have a feel of what it's like for at least the next 2.5 hours, because I'm at 3.5 hours in at this point. You're about an hour in, so
good. Yeah, I mean, I've only played handheld, but it's pretty damn solid, man. I mean, no complaints here. I mean, you can tell as soon as you get control of Zelda and you start looking around, you're like, oh damn, that feels good. Like as soon as you start moving the camera, you're like, oh wow, okay, this is good. This is great.
Yeah.
I have not noticed any drops. Then again, I'm not looking that hard, and I'm only in the beginning of the game, so there could be things I'm missing. I want to play it in docked. I still have not played it docked. You said docked is even better?
Well, I'll tell you how I feel about docked in a minute. Before I do though, I'll say this: the performance can be summed up in one way: perfection. I mean, when you're playing the game, feeling the game as it is, it's perfection. It's not perfect, and I can tell you that it's not perfect because Digital Foundry has already done their analysis on it. And just to remind you guys at home, Digital Foundry, as far as I understand, They have very few opinions when it comes to their data. They acquire data.
Yeah, it's
whether you like to hear the data or not.
That's why everybody shits on them all the time, because they don't like the actual.
They don't like the
actual
data. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
so
that sucks.
I'm gonna just quickly read off the list here. Honestly, surprising, but it comes to a nice conclusion in my mind. So first thing. 60 FPS all modes except for cutscenes. The cutscenes run at 30 FPS. I think that's pretty obvious.
I did notice that.
That's unusual.
That's
unusual. We'll talk about that. I have a theory on that, and we'll talk about that in a second. Docked resolution. I
noticed that more just because, like I said, whenever you start the game, you're in those cutscenes, and then all of a sudden you see it where it switches from cutscene to gameplay.
Yep.
It's the same. Looks the same, but it's just like all of a sudden everything's just like super smooth.
Well, I disagree. I actually think it's much sharper. I think
yeah.
The game is much sharper. Right. The cutscenes I think are 1080p.
Are a little bit blurry.
Yeah, they're very blurry.
Are they like that in docked too?
Yes, they're worse in docked, and that's why you should play it in docked.
God, really?
Because I think docked is like 1480p or so, and then handheld is 1080. But like, you just experience it. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
Let me just read this list really quick, and then we can just talk about it all at once instead of like piece by piece. So, the dock resolution. From that they've calculated here with their machinery, however they do it, 720p to 900p. Interesting. Put a pin in that. Handheld is 832 by 468 and 1152 by 648. Basically 640p or 468p. Interesting. It's not super high resolution, but I wasn't understanding. There's no way they're not accounting for DLSS. I think they're talking about RAW. Like there's no way it's that low resolution. Like it's definitely way higher resolution. My eyes in dock mode, you can see way higher resolution than 900p. It's 1000% like 1440p. I think that's what they're calculating there is the raw power of it. Moving on. The anti-aliasing is a bit rough around the edges. Shadows and reflections and whatever is nerd stuff. This is interesting though, Drip. They're not using DLSS. They've figured out that this game is not using DLSS. It's using FSR1. Which is
that they can use whatever. I mean,
which is technically worse. Like it's not as good as the newest DLSS. So unpack that all. We don't need to get into specific resolutions, but do you feel the same way I do? I feel like those resolutions are kind of bogus. I think that's the FSR is making it look much better than that. Because like that doesn't look the way to me it looks way sharper.
I don't know. Now that I know that, I'm gonna go back and look a little harder. I don't know. That is it's strange that why are they using the FSR? Why?
That's the most interesting thing. Is the FSR one. They're not utilizing DLSS.
Right?
I think that has something to do with maybe when the game was started development and they just, that's what they developed the game to run with.
That's what they were already using.
That's what they were using.
That was because that stuff worked on the Switch 1.
Like my only theory. Yeah.
This game's not on the Switch 1, correct?
That is correct.
That would have been that. Then you could have said, "Oh, well, maybe they were already doing that." But I don't know. That's weird. I'd like to hear more about that because that's very. I'm gonna look into that. That's the most interesting part. I don't know. I think it looks fine. I mean, I agree. I agree. The cutscenes are lower resolution than the rest of the game. I don't care, really. Like it's whatever. Like it's cell shaded animation. Like it's fine.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I wanted to wrap that Digital Foundry findings out in one sentence. It basically shows that the data really is not what's important. It's the experience. How do you feel when you're playing? The feel, how I'm like when I'm playing the game. Like the feel of the game is smooth as butter. Oh, and I didn't mention this too. Frame rates aren't completely steady at 60. They do drop to like around 55 at different points during the beginning of the game. They mentioned that they can't calculate for later in the game because they're not there yet. So they, the beginning of the game where they're at, the game only came out hours ago, basically. So,
well, I did see a review. I did watch a review, a spoiler-free review, a few of them, and they say that frame rate's basically
the same,
spot on through the whole
game. So yeah, because it dips to 55 at some point, and it doesn't bother me. I can notice some frame dips sometimes.
One of the
and
reviews I saw said they
me.
had 35 hours in the game. So
there you go. That's got to be pretty deep.
Yeah, I think that's all the way through the story and then into the rest of the whatever the end game is.
Yeah, I don't find the data meaningful because when I see the game, I think it looks really good. But here's what I do. I have a theory on this. I think it's very interesting and odd that the cutscenes are all 30 FPS. But there's another thing too. You may not notice this because you only played handheld, and when you're playing in docked mode and blown up, you can definitely see the compression. These are not running in engine. These are MP3 or MP4 files. Like these are just
cutscenes.
They're videos.
Oh,
they're
not, I can tell for sure.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
they're so much flatter. You can just tell it does not have like the depth and text. Yeah, it doesn't have. What
it's
the rest
obviously
of the game has.
Yeah, obviously running in a MP4 file. It's not in engine. I have a theory because I think some of the cutscenes get a little bit sharper as I went. At least that's what I thought. I don't know if I'm crazy about this. Maybe somebody else has experienced this. If you've gotten pretty far into the game at this point. Do you notice that the cutscenes get a little sharper? I feel like the cutscenes have gotten a little sharper. I have a theory. The reason the cutscenes are 30 FPS is one, because when the game started development, I think FSR is a cue to that. It's like a clue to that. I mean, because FSR 1 maybe has something to do with the fact that it was developed earlier, and the fact that their cutscenes are that rendered that way. Maybe this game had potential for Switch 1, but they had these cutscenes rendered for something that was going to look like it was on Switch 1, and they just didn't bother to like change them because they were, why really bother?
Well, I can tell you this. I can also tell you this. If they're pre-rendered, changing them to 60 would add
resolution.
Yeah, and bumping the red, like that would add a significant amount of bulk on top of the 40 whatever gigs. Because I can tell you that, I mean, even just in my camera, when I switch from 24 frames a second to 120 frames per second, you can see how much I'm going to get on that memory card just plummet.
Yeah, you're ahead of me because like I'm already going to go there. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I figured you were heading there. I know where your mind's at on this one for sure. Yeah,
well,
I think you're right.
And to be fair, this is not my mind. I didn't come up with this. Like, this is Digital Foundry's thoughts. They believe.
I also came up with it.
Good job, Drip. They believe that the game is 43 gigabytes. That's so big, not because of lack of polish and whatnot. Because the cutscenes are all pre-rendered. That's all MP4 files. They're 1080p 30. They're not the biggest files you can get, but they're still like.
Well, think about
they're
that.
still they're videos after videos, and they're compressed. But there's so many. There's probably 3 hours of cutscenes in this game total.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, think about even like before I started giving you 4K footage and it was still 1080p. Like, just think about what a 15-minute clip was that I would give you. Like, how much? 15 minutes.
It was a few
1080p.
Gigabytes. A few gigabytes.
Yeah.
Like not a ton. But yeah, 3 hours of that.
It's not a huge amount, but yeah, if you got a bunch of it, which I mean, you're talking what, 20, maybe? I don't know how long this game is. 20 hours. I mean, then you've got cutscenes through that entire thing. I mean, that's a lot of footage. Yeah.
Well, in the last game, they gave us all the cutscenes. You could just watch a movie after you finish the game.
How long?
And it was 2 hours. That's why I said that. It was 2 hours.
So
I'm gonna guess there's at least as much cutscenes in this as that.
I would imagine maybe even more this time.
I think
it's actual backstory. So yeah, that tells you why it's so big right there.
Yeah,
I mean that makes sense because I mean if it was in engine, then all they would have to do is just program that like code in there to make it do the thing in the engine. Right. This they're actually putting a big giant file in there, like okay, play this thing, play this. And then store it.
Yeah, walking back a little bit, just because I want to get back to my point I was trying to make before. The 30 FPS is weird, and I think I know why. That they're all cut. Besides the fact that it would be a lot of data, I recognize that. I think the other reason is that some of this footage is definitely Tears of the Kingdom footage, which is a game that was a 30 FPS, 1080p game.
Oh yeah, we did in the opening. You definitely see.
So I think they're reusing some assets
straight
here
from Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, they pull it straight from that game as well as add additional things. Instead of remake these cutscenes from the ground up for this game specifically, which is a offshoot game to begin with. They just kind of reused what they could reuse, and to make it all kind of cohesive, they just kept it at 30, 1080. I think that's my theory, is that they reused some assets, they made some new stuff, but to keep it all cohesive with pre-rendered stuff, because obviously if it was rendered in the game while you were playing, it wouldn't matter. It would just render in engine. It would just run it.
Right.
But they chose not to do that. Made that choice early on. So obviously, because they made that choice with video files,
I'm sure there's probably a lot of factors. I'd say that's probably one. I think you're probably right about that. I mean, the file sizes too. But I mean, you know, there's no sense if it's going to be pre-rendered. Like, think about that. Not a lot of games are going to be like, oh yeah, let's do 60 frame per second, 4K pre-rendered. Like, imagine a PlayStation game that had you'd have 2 discs. Like, Red Dead Redemption 2 shit.
There's gonna be nerds out there who complain about this, and I don't care. I just don't. I don't want to hear it.
Who gives?
And I don't care.
Like,
the 30 FPS is more cinematic anyway, in my opinion, because it's closer to 24.
No, it's not. No, I hate 30.
It's more.
I hate 60 more, but I hate 30 a lot.
Listen to my words, Drip. It's more cinematic than 60.
Than 60, yeah.
So it's not 24. Although I feel like they're 24. I feel like they're actually 24. I don't know.
I haven't looked that close.
I don't know either. I'm just making stuff up at this point. Theories, but yeah. So that's the performance, and so we're gonna get on the gameplay now. Let's talk about the fun gameplay. Or is it fun? Are you having fun, Drip? Maybe you're not.
Yes. I'm looking at the chat. Yeah, movies are 24 frames per second. I shoot all of my YouTube videos in 24 frames per second as well. I shoot literally everything I do. All the work I do as far as like...
This podcast is currently 24 FPS on live streaming platforms.
Yeah. 24 is the way to go. It looks the best.
Actually, no. It's 60. I'm sorry to interrupt you. It's 60. Both of our cameras are 24 FPS right now. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, just so everything else looks right when we play other things. But our cameras are 24 frames per second. So they stay that. Yeah, that just has the extra headroom to do the rest. Anyway, back to the point. Go for it.
Oh, you were talking. What was the point?
Oh, no, I thought you were going into the next thing.
No.
I was sticking on that. Oh, well, I mean, that's really all I got on that.
Oh, I am. We're going to buy gameplay.
Huge. Like, the files would be massive. If they tried to add these huge files, I mean, I don't really have much else to say about that. I don't care. Like,
Right.
It doesn't matter to me whatsoever that these are 30 frames per second. Yeah, they should actually, you know what? They should have made them 24 because then they'd be smaller.
They'd be smaller.
File size. What are they thinking? See?
Yeah.
They messed up.
I was moving on. I thought you caught that. Gameplay. Gameplay is what is the next thing we're talking about. So I want you to hear your thoughts about your experience with the gameplay, because it is a little different.
It is. They've added some cool stuff.
It's very same.
It's yeah, hold on.
They're very same, but they're also very different.
They are. I like the little menu that you can like. I like that. I don't know how to explain it. Was that in the other one? Because I don't remember.
Which menu?
Where you hold L and then it pops up the menu and you can pick. Or no, is it R? I can't remember. No, L's what gets you the double. We'll get into that in a second.
Okay, so when you hold I will answer your question. I got you. I will answer your question. So
you get the menu of the things.
Mm-hmm. In the first game, or it's not the first game. It was like the second game or third, whatever. In Age of Calamity, there was a little mini menu, but it gave you access to bombs, magnesis. You could heal yourself.
So
it was similar. It was very similar to Breath of the Wild setup.
Yeah.
This game sets it up like Tears of the Kingdom. Gives you a row or a line of things to select.
Yeah, you're right. My line's just really small now, and I didn't put 2 and 2 together as much with that yet because I only have a few things.
Yeah.
I just got a frost emitter. I have a flame emitter, and then I have some bombs. That's like the very first things you get.
Yeah,
I haven't used the frost emitter yet.
Okay.
I like the fact that you can take these things and you can either just for instance, the first one you get, it's right there. The very first thing you do with one of these is the flame emitter.
Mm-hmm.
And on when you're holding it, you can just literally just fire people. So
right.
That's cool. But you can also walk over, set it down, and let it burn people, and then come around the other side and also just start that is cool. And you can switch between I noticed this too. I'm not good at it yet because I don't know the controls that well yet. But like you can switch and do combos with the characters. Like start with one, then switch, and you can like, there's a button prompt for it too. I saw it pop up a few times. I just haven't been able to like get it yet. But it is cool. Like the combat is like, it's very same, but it's very different.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, combat is very same, but very different. They've upgraded.
Really just added layers onto it. It's the same kind of, but it's like, oh yeah, that thing you could do here. Now you can take that thing a step further. Like, yeah, switch real quick to this other person and start doing some other shit. And then, as we were talking about, and we saw these a lot in the trailers and stuff, but the joint combos where it's like 2 people can do a thing.
Yes, the hand touch, as I call it. Yeah,
the high five. The little high five. The coolest one by far so far is Zelda and Raru, where they just
it's the energy.
They shoot out beams, but the cool thing about it is you control Zelda's with one stick and Raru's with the other. So you just like,
yeah, you got. It takes me a second to like reorient myself to get that to work properly.
Yeah, the first time I was doing like Zelda's is out here and Raru's is just up in the air. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even realize what I was doing there. But
yeah.
No, those are like, that's super cool. All of it's very cool. I feel like it's not a lot more, but I just feel like everything's even smoother than it was in the last game. And that's probably a little bit to do with the frame rate, but it's also like, I don't know.
The game doesn't, the game doesn't slow down like it did. Literally, like it literally doesn't have like skips in time.
Just feels like it, like button combinations feel better because they happen when they're supposed to happen. Again, that's probably a lot of frame rate that we're talking about there, but
the performance in general.
Like even being able to stop what you're doing and block the way you want to block. As long as you're paying attention, you can do it. Like if you want to get too many hits in there, you're gonna miss the block. But
right.
You can do it as long as you're not really pushing it further than you should. Yeah, I mean, I think the combat, the gameplay is, so far in the short time I've played it, I think it's great.
You already kind of mentioned
really,
this.
Really good.
Yeah, you already kind of mentioned this, but like the quality of life stuff, like the auto lock, it just locks onto the characters now without you having to actually lock it. Did you notice that?
Yeah, and you can lock it and unlock it yourself too, which is nice.
Correct. Yeah, you can stay on auto lock, but also when you need to unlock when you want to. I love it. It's
intuitive. What the hell was happening with that either?
Yeah, it's intuitive.
I didn't realize I was pushing the stick in, and I'm like, why are you not looking at him anymore? And I was like, oh, right, I did that. Never mind.
Yeah, it's really intuitive the way they have it set up, and it's much improved over last game because that got clunky sometimes. I remember because I put.
You can tell it's.
I'm not sure what you put in it.
Well, you can tell that this one is prioritizing the main enemy. Not just some random ass little thing that's closest to you. It's like, there's the big one out there. That's who we're prioritizing, not these little shitheads in front of us.
Right. I'm not sure how many hours you put in the last game, but I put over 100 hours in it. I played the shit
dude. Once I got the main story done, I was done. I just wanted the story. I was done with Warriors combat at that point, which will probably be the same with this. I'll get to the end of the story and I will say,
that's fair. I mean, that's fine. I wasn't somebody who liked Warriors games myself, but this game has made me a fan of this style of game.
I mean, it's nice to have this. Like, I was talking about this earlier today. Like, this is one of those games where it's just like, it's nice to just sit and mash buttons mindlessly. Even though there's a lot more going on here. Like, there's clearly a ton more going on here than just mashing buttons. But if you want to make it just mashing buttons, you can make it just mashing buttons. You don't necessarily have to do all the tactical send this person here, send this person. You don't have to do that. You can get away with not doing it.
Not in the main missions. Buttons. Yeah. Or in the main missions you can. Not in the side missions. There's some time stuff you really got to be. But you'd just be skipping that anyway if you didn't want to play that. Yeah. Which is probably what you did anyway, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, depending on what it was. So in the beginning, I was doing more of the, are you talking about Age of Calamity?
Yeah, both. Well, this game too. I mean, you're not there yet, but there's some side missions that just like in the last game. I did a lot
of side missions in the other one early. And then eventually I was just, once the story got super good, you know what I'm talking about. Still not going to spoil it because I know a lot of people are going to go back. But like when that shit happened, I'm like, okay, fuck side missions. I want to know what's happening. Like this is just all I'm playing now. Yeah. That's when I got like addicted. And can I bring that thing up right now, actually? I know you got a lot of stuff here, and we're going to talk about story.
Thing? I don't. Sure. I mean, it's our
I
show.
have that thing that you don't know about, and it's not a spoiler.
Okay.
But it is mentioned in.
Is it like the depth spoil? Is it like you were like, that's not a big deal?
No.
It's the whole depths in the game, Geeb. Like, oh.
No. Okay, this is an opinion. About the story.
Okay.
That I find interesting for a lot of reasons.
Let's do it.
I'm going to tell you what the opinion is. Now, the same review I told you I watched that was about 35 hours of gameplay. Can
you hold it? Because I do have a little section of we can do that as its own little section if you want. Can you hold?
Yes, I can.
Okay, because we only got a few more things to talk about in terms of gameplay. The Ancient Hyrule, I'll get to. Like, Ancient Hyrule looks awesome. I wish we could play an Ancient Hyrule. It's awesome.
Get like an actual Zelda game, like back there, like that.
In this Hyrule, in this Ancient Hyrule.
I love the castle. I love I really like I mean, it does look like it's familiar, but also at the same time, it's like, it's a whole different feel. You know what I mean? And I haven't got to see a lot of it because the first couple missions are just training depths, but the walking around out there when you first start the game.
Yep.
Like, yeah, you can tell it's like, this is the same, but it's got a completely different feel to it. Yeah, I mean,
they're very same, but they're also very different.
So happy that happened, and I caught it. Yeah. And we preserved it. It's so good. Okay, menus and UI I want to talk about because it's very similar, but very different to Tears of the Kingdom in a lot of ways.
I haven't got to see a lot of it, so I'm gonna let you lead here. I finished the second mission. And a lot of the stuff started popping up, just like Age of Calamity. And for any of you out there who have not played that one and you're jumping into this one, I'm gonna tell you right now, take care of that shit as it pops up because you're gonna get overwhelmed really, really fast. 'Cause every time you go do one thing on the main mission, it's gonna be like 5
more things. 10 more things, yeah.
And then you're like, oh fuck. If you're somebody who wants to complete this stuff and actually be a sane person, try to stay up with that.
It seems this menu system, it seems like it's a bit more manageable. It's not quite as like that last game was, because the last game was just the main map, where this game, you have the main Hyrule and you have the Depths Hyrule map. So it kind of splits it up into two. And it just doesn't, to me so far, it's not even close to overwhelming. There's only like maybe 2 missions you need to do before you can move on to the main mission. And I won't spoil anything, but I just got to a point in the game where the map is kind of locked in a lot of ways because a big event happens. It's not even a spoiler. It's what happened if you played Tears of the Kingdom, you know what happens in the game, who dies, and after that person dies, a big event happens in the game, kind of starting the imprisoning war, which is what this whole game is about. It's really not a spoiler, but I won't go any farther.
Well, it's not a spoiler, but no.
Yeah, so that happens. That event happens in the game, and they kind of lock the map down. It's like Ganon controls the map, but you can only go to these specific spots. Anyway, it's very manageable right now. So they're not really going quite yet. And maybe they won't at all. Maybe they keep it manageable, which I like.
See, I just got that one. I'm not that far. The first, once I finished that first like actual mission, it gets just I was like, oh shit, oh god, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
That's not a spoiler, by the way.
No, I know it's not. I understand. The game isn't that old.
That really goes into what I want to talk about, though. That point right there.
Well, we could talk about the story. Well, I mean, that's where we're going now. So I guess if you are sensitive to things that are theories and or things that have already been spoiled through other games, like Tears of the Kingdom.
If you haven't played Tears of the Kingdom, what the fuck are you doing here anyway? But
exactly.
Anyway, that is something that I found very interesting, and I saw it in 2 reviews actually. One of them went a little harder in than the other, but one of the things that they said that was kind of a letdown about this game was the story.
I've heard a lot of reviews with that, and I'm not happy about it.
In this sense, in the fact that it doesn't really fill in gaps. It just expands on the parts you already know.
Well, that
is what it said, and then I'm thinking like, okay, maybe, but then I'm thinking also like, I feel like the hardcore Zelda fans are probably gonna get more out of this than random reviewer guy who may not be as in to Zelda. But here's my biggest problem with all that. If it is honestly just like, expanding a little, not really expanding, but just kind of like adding on top of the things we already know, not really filling in gaps and not really giving us new stuff. What the hell do we keep hearing that goddamn sword sound for?
Yeah, so this was in the promotional material. It wasn't outrighted. So this is technically a spoiler, but it was in the promotional stuff. In the promotional
I don't know
footage,
any more than what I saw in the promotional stuff.
The promotional
as a Zelda
footage,
fan, you know what that sound is.
In the promotional footage, it was very obvious that Fi or Fi, how do you say it? Fi?
I say Fi.
Okay, I say Fi, so it'll be weird. But so
Fi, Fi, Fo,
Bo, Fum. You hear Fi's sound play in the promotional stuff, and this is the spoiler. Close your ears, friends. The very first scene of the game. We weren't going to talk about it, but we kind of are. The first scene of the game, you hear it again.
I won't say what happens.
Yeah, I won't expand on it anymore, but you hear it. You don't see anybody, but you hear it again. And it's obvious what you see is like, oh, if you could put two and two together, you can make a conclusion, but we don't know anything yet. But you hear Fi's music. Were you going somewhere with this in particular?
Yeah. My question is, how is that, even that right there, that part of that thing? Like, are they really going to not go anywhere with that? Because that is not expanding on what we already know. That is filling in some fucking massive gaps.
That would be
like, that's a huge thing we don't know.
That would be very disappointing if they didn't expand on Fi in any way in this game.
I've seen reviews say that this story is a little bit of a letdown. I just don't see how that's going to happen, considering that. Like, that is like one of the main things they've been teasing in these trailers. Like, oh yeah, you know the sound, you know it. Like, all the Zelda guys on YouTube are like, yes, that's what that is. Not anything else, not mistakable with anything else. Only plays in that one game at those times. That's what that is. It's what that noise is. Same one in Breath of the Wild, in that memory. All the same. Has to be. So if they don't go anywhere with that, that is, I mean, very odd, first of all, to push it that much. Like, why push it if you're not going to do anything with it?
Yeah.
And yeah, it would be disappointing. But I mean, especially now that they've kind of like hyped us up for it. If they don't take that anywhere, then what the fuck are we doing? Like,
yeah, I would be highly disappointed if they didn't take Fi anywhere in this game. Fo. Bum. It would be disappointing. I would be a letdown. So I am concerned here, seeing the headline. I didn't read the articles, but I saw the headlines. Story's disappointing.
What I told you is all I know. I didn't go any deeper. That's all I know.
Yeah. So like,
which did concern me as well.
The headlines are scaring me. I'm scared that they don't go much deeper, because this was the opportunity to make Tears of the Kingdom not just make more sense, but expand on it as well. And Fi was a part of Tears of the Kingdom, and if it wasn't physically present, but was, again, with her sound and with her transforming.
Breath of the Wild. That was in Breath of the Wild.
In Tears of the Kingdom, she was present.
The sounds in Tears of the Kingdom too?
Yes. So I'm currently explaining. If you don't remember, you'll remember immediately.
I don't.
Fi sound plays in Tears of the Kingdom when the sword is broken and has to teleport to Zelda back in time to be again.
Which makes even more sense of.
You clearly forgot. You clearly forgot about that in Tears of the Kingdom, because that's a huge thing at the beginning of this game.
Yeah, and that makes even more sense now that I'm thinking. Oh my god, that makes way more sense.
So that's why I wanted to get to earlier.
Breath of the Wild one where it's glowing whenever she has to take him back to the chamber or whatever.
Yeah, so she just like cries out from the sword, Yeah. But she plays a bigger role in Tears of the Kingdom, where she her sound plays and the sword's broken. She's like, "Owie, this hurts. I'm broken now." And Link gets through Zelda over time. Link and Fi's help. Link gets the sword, or I should say, Zelda gets the sword to Zelda back in time with Fi's help, so she could rebirth the sword for Link to then slay the Ganon. later on.
The game.
Spoiler alert. That's the game. In this game, we don't know much more than that. There's nothing, but there is an expanded portion I'll refrain from talking about that I do know about from playing the game, but I won't talk about it. But yes, all that to say, long-winded way of saying Fee has to play a bigger role in this game. She has to.
I hope.
She
Are you
can't
talk. Do you want to get into? I guess that's probably not a good thing. I was gonna say Sky Island stuff, but that's more of that's kind of a spoiler.
Well, I don't know anything about Sky Islands. What are you talking about? There's no. I played more than you have. There's been nothing.
I saw what the Sky Islands are. That's another. It's actually another kind of complaint about the game.
Well,
we don't have to go into it now.
We won't go into it now.
I mean, it's not crazy
off camera. We
spoiler,
can talk about it a little bit if you want, but on the stream we won't talk about it. As far as I know, that they're not present yet. That's all I know. So
it's few and far between. I'll tell you that. That's why.
Well, the same in Tears of the Kingdom. I really there are very few of them in Tears of the Kingdom.
I mean, you got to go out of your way to get up there and start looking for shit. But there's good stuff up there, but not a lot of it.
Yeah. We talked about a couple negative things. Let's talk about some good things. The first 45 minutes of the game is a movie.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
it's a movie.
You get your basic, here's all the stuff you need. Here's how to use it. Here's how to use the controls. But most of what I did for the last hour and a half is story, dialogue. You know what is fucking wonderful about it, though? 95% of it is voice acted.
Love it. Play the class for Nintendo.
Yes. God. I'm not even going to play it. It's too long. I need a shorter one.
Okay.
But please, God, just give us voice acting all the way through Zelda, please.
Nintendo, actually, speaking to the whole company as a whole.
Yes.
Please
just
give us voice acting.
Please. I don't mind reading this stuff, but God, it's really nice to just sit back and be able to enjoy the cutscenes and not have to be reading and waiting, while they're sitting there standing I'm finishing reading. And then it's now we'll start back up and do this weird motion, and then I'll stop again while you finish reading. It takes you out of it. Put the voice acting in. It's 2025.
Hire the actors. You can afford it. Make it happen. It makes a better game. I don't care what Nintendo says. Whatever bullshit reason they come up with why they don't voice act their games. It's bullshit. They're wrong. They're cheap is what it comes down to. Pay the voice
actors and everything. Come on.
Make it
This
happen.
has been nice. This has been very nice.
Your games take long enough in development. There's plenty of time during development. While they're making the games, the voice actors can also come in at the same time in a studio and record some lines. It's really not that difficult. Okay? Make it happen.
Days, man.
It's a standard in video games at this point. They said to even though Nintendo doesn't like stories, they make some of the best stories, in my opinion. Not the best, but some of the best stories have come, in my opinion, of games I played through Nintendo games. And they do a great job.
I mean, Zelda's about the only one, really.
Well, here's a good example. Scarlet and Violet had an amazing story. Amazing. Didn't hear a word of it, though. Didn't hear a word of it, because they don't do zero. Not like Zelda does minimal at this point, because they used to do nothing, but now they do minimal.
Yeah, they used to do nothing, too.
Pokemon does nothing still. And that story was such a disservice because of how good it was, especially the ending. It was so good and not a peep out of anybody. And they just...
I mean, think about that. Think about how good it would be. We're a little off topic here, but the voice acting is... We need it. Think about how cool it would be if, this gigantic rumor, which I think is 100% true at this point. It's got to be. It's too many places. The Ocarina of Time remake...
Yeah, it'll come out with
fully voice act.
It'll be a triple pack with
Link can't talk,
Wind
that's
Waker
fine,
and Twilight Princess.
Well, I don't know, man. I think those are still done too. I think those are still coming. But it sounds like for the 40th, we're gonna get that Ocarina of Time full-on remake.
That'd be nice.
Voice act that son of a bitch, please. God,
how good would it be?
Yeah, because I mean, again, we're really beating a dead horse with this one little topic here. But God, it's nice.
That horse ain't dead, man.
Sit back and okay,
that horse
cool.
once is he's hanging on, man. He's hanging on. People want it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The voice acting is nice. I do enjoy that. I don't know. I mean, other than that, I don't know. The story seems so far interesting enough.
Hey, Nerri, don't go anywhere. I'm talking to Nerri in the chat. Don't go anywhere for 5 more minutes so I can shout you out. But go ahead, Drip.
No, go ahead.
So I didn't want Nerri to bail quite yet because I want to shout out Nerri. And guys, I put Nerri's Twitch in the description. Go follow the Dragon God Nerith on Twitch and on YouTube. I got the Twitch link down below. Go check them out. They did me a service this morning, Drip. They did me. Nerri did me a service. I think I told you about it already.
You did.
And related to this game.
You streamed this morning?
The game.
Is that what you told me?
Via game chat. Yeah, I streamed the game via game chat.
You weren't like live on.
No. So this morning I wake up. For me,
I missed that.
For me, it was like 9 a.m. I was only getting myself ready for the day, and Caffeinated and I were DMing each other back and forth and talking a little bit, and then I forget exactly how it came about. Basically, one way or another, they ended up teaching me that game share on Switch 2, not just for this game but in general, is way more functional than I thought it was. I for some reason you kept trying to tell me, and I think I told you were wrong, and I'm sorry for that. Like, I just for some reason
I knew you were wrong. I was letting it go. I was like, he'll figure it out eventually.
For some reason, I was blocking out the truth of what game share is, and it is basically like you can do it. I'm over explaining. I thought it was just local with people on your family plan only. That I was confusing multiple Nintendo features, new features.
That is the actual you can take this game from me thing. I don't know what it's called. Like, what is it called? What's that called? You do have to be in the same place to do that. To let people borrow your virtual game cartridges. That is a thing that you have to be in the same room to do, and you can only do that with the family plan. That's the thing you were confusing this with.
Right.
Game sharing, yes, that is an online thing.
So Caffeinated was like,
anybody.
I don't own the game, but I've been playing. I'm like, how are you doing that? And he's like, with game share, with Nerri. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, here, come try it out, basically is what happened. So this morning, I hop on a game chat call with the three of us, with the two of them. And first of all, of course, I can't, whenever I get a chance to talk about how good game chat is on Switch 2.
Stop. Did you play 3 players?
No.
Okay. I was
the three of us were on a game chat because the way you initiate a game sharing session, you have to be in a game chat first. Typical Nintendo fashion of adding extra layers for no reason. So
let's put this lock up before you can get we got another locked door before you.
Exactly. So we hop on a game chat, and the names are so similar, it's going to drive me insane. And then after we get in the game chat, we're talking a little bit, and he's like, okay, so you add the person in the game chat the same way you would if you're adding a local player. You click in the thumbstick to add a player too. But there's an option that says add with game share. So then you add the person with game share, and the person you're adding does not have to own the game. Caffeinated did not pay for this game and was playing the game with Nerri. And then I did buy the game twice, but I did play on his file. It's just like you're playing a local co-op couch player, which is awesome.
Is it split screen on your screen or is it just your screen?
And that's the best part, is that it's full screen for both people. Now, it doesn't run at full frames for either person. It does run at 30 FPS for both players.
I mean, come on, dude.
The game share
what we got in the last game, like
the game share person does go below 30, and that's not because the game's lagging. It's because of the internet connection. Sometimes can't keep up. That's really dependent on internet connection. The full potential is that both players play at a locked 30. I can confirm that I did play with Miss Geeb locally here in my house. Her experience was perfect. It was 30 FPS locked, no frame dips. Resolution was great for her.
Can I tell you
just
something
30
else?
FPS.
You're probably not remembering about game share as well. You know what else you can do that with? Switch 1.
That's right.
Switch Lite.
But there's a caveat.
You can play this game on Switch and Switch Lite.
Yes.
If
I don't think you
through the game share.
But there's a difference, though. I think Nerri was telling me this morning there's a difference. There's something you can't do with Switch 1. I think maybe you can't go over. You can only do that locally with game share.
Maybe. I'm not 100% sure. I know you can do it with Switch 1, though. I know that's a thing.
Yeah, I don't.
Switch 1 too.
I don't think you can go past your local house. I think it has to be.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look into that a little bit more because I know it doesn't matter about the power of the system because it's clearly running off the other system, right?
Yeah, it's whoever starts the game share, whoever's the main Switch. The game is running off your Switch, Your screen is, and then
it's
it's
streaming
displaying.
over to
It's
the other
displaying
one,
your
wherever it
full
is.
screen for yourself, and then it displays a different full screen off of your system, streaming to the other person. And I want to
Now,
highlight
that is like
that Harry.
that's some
that
mind-bending stuff, especially coming from Nintendo.
Yeah.
Tell me how that exactly works, because I don't see that being something that would work good at all, considering who's doing it.
Okay, Nerri chimes in, and I was correct. So Nerri says on Switch 1, it's local only for game share.
Okay.
When you press the home button, it asks you if you want to quit the session. Switch 2, that's not the case. So Switch 2 is less limitations, but there's no limitation.
That's fair.
Where Switch 1, there's limitation. What was I just about to say?
I was asking you how the hell this works, because it seems like Nintendo being in charge of something like this, it would not work well.
Well, here's the thing. Nerri is not even is not from the United States. Nerri currently lives in Croatia. I was playing on a Croatian Switch 2 this morning. On my Switch from my bed. Okay? Like insane. Okay, so like I said, the resolution isn't very high. The frame rate isn't perfect. They're both playable, both playable resolutions and frame rate. Nothing bad about it. Just it depends on your internet connection, how stable and good it can be. When I played locally with Mrs. Geeb here with Game Share, it was much better. The resolution was still a little bit low. Frame rate was still not perfect, but it was way playable. And that's most people's experience is going to be like, you're going to be playing overseas, like from someone from the United States and someone with Croatia, because that connection, the input latency was noticeable. It was noticeable.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Whereas Mrs. Geeb and
it's based off your internet, really, though, right?
Yeah, yes. And also the power, you can't just stream off of anything. Again, whatever you're using does need some computing power as well. So, and the thing that's streaming the game, the Switch 2, does also need to have some power. There are caveats to this. Anyway, I think here, go ahead and take this where you're about to take it. I know where you're about to take it.
I don't even remember where I was about to take it.
You were going to say something about the fact that this is kind of, it has the same limitations that streaming games has, right?
Yes, okay. And that's what I want. Okay, that is what I was going to say. You're right. Game streaming right now is not the best. I have seen it work good. Like when I had my Steam Deck and I was doing like xCloud on the Steam Deck, it's pretty damn good. The Sony, what is that thing called?
A PS Portal.
The Portal. Pretty good experience most of the time, as long as your internet's where it needs to be.
It's always the internet, right? It's always the internet.
Yes, but that can be a pretty good time. But I've seen streaming also be fucking terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like on the Switch, when I played Control on the Switch.
Yeah.
Cloud Edition. Absolute garbage.
Or like trying a PS Portal like on coffee Wi-Fi.
that don't work. But okay, so there is that limitation. Like streaming is what it is right now. We are not quite there yet. People around the world are getting there. You know, we're actually behind a lot in a lot of that. You know, places in Asia have way better infrastructure of the internet than we have at this point, which is why they got a bunch of cloud games that we didn't get on the Switch and they worked. Yeah. So there's that. But here's what I want to know from you, since you've done this now, and I have no experience in this. I do have experience, as I said, in like xCloud and the Portal. How would you rate your experience playing this game compared to those things? Because I know you've done both of those things too.
Well, xCloud, I've only tried on Steam Deck, and it took 90 years to get into a lobby. And then that's the one time I ever tried it, and then I gave up. So I don't have there. Once you were there, it was fine, and I have very little memory about it, to be quite honest. Okay. I know my brother. I've seen my brother play xCloud on his Xbox Series S, and it's good. Yeah. I used to do it on the Steam Deck a lot. That's basically what I used it for. I was doing xCloud, like the Portal. I know Johnny disagrees with me viscerally every time we talk about it when we're in the same area together, but he insists that it's terrible, doesn't matter what your internet's like, and I insist to him that he cannot substitute his reality with everybody. So wrong. Like it's like, dude, like I'm like every time we talk about it, I'm like, dude, it's a good experience. If your internet can handle it, he's like, I pay for good internet, it's great internet. I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's very little to do with like even how much you pay for it or how good it is, like the download speed. It's about how stable the connection is. You could what if you pay for the best internet but you're in the fucking mountains? it's going to be lesser internet. You know, it just depends.
Well, also, dude, what kind of what is your home like what router are you
That's
using?
what I'm saying. Like, Johnny, like how is
Wi-Fi system in your house?
There's no way. There's no way.
I will say this: mine is way more advanced than needs to be in any one person's home. I got it for free.
I have one.
What I have is for like a fucking office building. It's stupid.
I have one Xfinity router. Dude, listen to me. I have one Xfinity provided router. The standard Xfinity router they provide. It's nothing special. It actually was affecting my Switch 2. It was causing interference with the Bluetooth. That's what I figured out. So I had to move it away from my Switch 2. Ever since then, it's been great. Side note, that's a conversation for a different day. But yeah,
Bluetooth's pretty good on the Switch 2.
Yeah. So with this, I think I have 1 gigabit download, and then like it's like 250 or 500 upload, whatever.
That's basically what I have here.
It's not basic internet for sure. It's definitely a better internet. We get a good deal on it, but it's definitely not the best internet you can possibly get. And our router is certainly the most basic router you can get through Xfinity. It's the only one
they don't give you like anything crazy.
No. So, and it runs, and you asked me how the Portal was. The Portal runs great. I sold it recently, unfortunately, but when I had it ran perfectly great.
Now.
I wouldn't play. Me too.
Now.
Me too. I wouldn't.
The update?
Yes, I did. I wouldn't play the Portal with an FPS. And that's kind of where I want to go with this game share thing. Is I wouldn't really play the Portal with or I wouldn't do this game chat feature as well with game share feature with like a game like Fast Fusion that also supports it, because that's a racing game. You need quick real-time movement adjustments, and you're not going to get that if you're playing with somebody in Croatia.
Racing game,
even if you're playing
high-speed racing game.
Yeah, even if you're playing locally, you're not going to get that enough. But a game like this, it's perfectly acceptable. Perfectly acceptable. You're just button mashing. Really, all you're doing is button mashing. There's a couple time things you need to do that aren't like in the moment required. You just need to get in the ballpark.
Well, a lot of it's slowed down too. Like if it's something where it's like, oh, somebody's about to hit you like this, you gotta be, oh, I hold this button. I have some slowdown time to be able to do what I need to do.
Yeah,
you're not really. Yeah, I mean the flurry rushes are like the only thing that needs to be like timed. But even in this game, they don't really have to be timed.
I'm telling you, you're not getting many flurry rushes if you're playing with Croatian friends in America.
That's fair.
But locally, there's a chance you could get 1 or 2. And that definitely way less than you expect. But anything timed is not good. But most of this game, if not just about everything except for flurry rushes, you don't need to do in the moment. Flurry rushes you do, but everything else is like you have a few seconds to react. Literally, like 1 or 2 seconds to react to anything. That you have less than 2 seconds latency. It's not nearly that bad. I think I was dealing with maybe like 0.7 milliseconds delay, like almost a second delay in some situations with the Croatian. Okay, but locally, Mr. Geeb, it was like I'd say half a second at most.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
That's what I feel like.
Worse than the Portal. Worse than the Portal. But we're not. It's not the same. It's not the same device. We're not doing. It's not the same application.
No. The Portal's literally built for. It's purpose built for that. Dude, Johnny's an idiot. Where is he at? The Portal's good. It works really well, especially like the updates that they've been putting towards it. Like
depends. It's not good if you live in dumb fuck Texas.
He lives in Philadelphia. You telling me
I know
he
does.
Good internet there?
I know. Well, but he might live in a particular area where there's a lot of tree coverage, and
I live in West Virginia.
The server's extra far.
Okay.
I'm not gonna pretend like I know exactly how it works, but I can tell you what I do know is that it depends. Like just because you have good speeds doesn't mean that it's like the ping is low or whatever. Like whatever is required for streaming. Like I wish I knew more. Like I know more in my head than I can even say.
I do have sick ping. I do have really.
I have like good ping, like nothing crazy, but like I think ping probably plays a big factor in it.
No, whatever it is.
How quick? I think ping is like how fast you talk to the server, basically. So that's gonna be very important to streaming. If you don't have good ping, but you have good speeds, you're still gonna suffer. Anyway, getting off of that entirely. If you haven't tried game share on any feature, but you try it with this game, it's very fun. It's very fun.
Yeah,
that's my wrapping my bow on that.
Yeah, I mean, my kids are gonna want to play this, but I can do it through game share on their Switch Ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fuck you, Nintendo, for making me have to buy 2 copies of the game just to play it at the same time with my fiance. With not, like how it used to work that you used to promote. one digital copy, play on 2 Switches at once. You used to promote that. You don't do it anymore, and you actually remove the feature. So fuck you, but also thank you because I love this box art. It's great. I love this.
It is good box art. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Good box art.
Drip, any final thoughts before we do a quick little after show?
No, man. I mean, that covers basically everything. I'm ready to get back to it.
Very good.
Ready to get
We're gonna
back in the game.
Yeah, thank you guys for being here on an off day. This is a Friday. We usually do this on Wednesday, so thank you for being here when you are here. Those of you listening on audio platforms, we're going to see you guys next week. Those of you in the stream, don't go anywhere. I did backwards, Strip. Those of you in the stream, don't go anywhere. We're going to do it an after show. But for those of you listening on audio platforms or watching this on YouTube after the fact, we will see you guys next week.
Later.